You don't win fights with wings. They can throw you into the stratosphere, but you can control them. And you gotta learn the moves to control them. And if you do that, you'll keep yourself safe, you won't get hurt, you'll be a real good pilot.
Ideas for videos when I'm driving down the road, and I got the most rattly, jangly dang tripod laying over here in the seat. Is the audio gonna be good content? I don't know, but I made a video recently about kiting. I was in Tacoma, Washington. I think I put Kiting Mecca or something on it. It was an amazing thing, and something I've thought about all the time. See if I can do it. No, I can't do it. You gotta fly the airplane first and do everything else secondarily to that. I gotta give some brain power to putting this thing on, so to shut up. Gotta get it stowed away where it won't fall and break the phone again. Now we got good content. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like the content. I don't really know what I'm doing, man. I just point this camera and I talk my thoughts and I do my things. And my thing is teaching paramotor school and running a drugstore. And I got more love for the paramotor school because flying's something I've been thinking about far longer than chemistry or pharmacy or the sciences, but it's all the sciences. The whole world is the sciences. I mean, everything has to do with everything. Chemistry is metallurgy. Metallurgy is chemistry. Physics is math. Math is chemistry. It's all interconnected. Electricity is magnetism, and magnetism is electricity. Oh, we got an oversized load here. Big crane. That was fun. But I recently edited the video about kiting in Tacoma, Washington. And the reason I stopped there, I was on my way to the mountains. I was gonna fly some unknown terrain. I wanted my skills sharp, so I wanted to spend some time dancing with the gear that I wanted to fly. I think that I'm getting there with my kiting progression. I think I'm getting somewhere, finally. After all these thousands of hours of doing it, I think I'm finally approaching halfway, maybe. I want you guys to try to think about it on a larger scale. Learning to kite is not something that you do in 2 days. Now, you could learn your moves in 2 days, and you can be pretty good at it in 2 days. But when you spend thousands of hours doing the same thing, it opens your mind to far new levels of understanding and feedback and reaction and reflex. You're almost doing predictive movements. You know what the wing's about to do because you can feel what the air's doing. You can see it coming in front of you. That's when when you level up. Everybody knows when you level up. You get that Mario sound, you eat a mushroom, you swell up into superpower, spitting fireballs. Everyone knows that feeling. Well, I still get it occasionally, out there kiting, looking, learning, listening, feeling, thinking, all these things that I'm doing at the same time. I've devoted my processor to it, to understanding the way the air moves, the way the wing moves through it, how the molecules are pushing around it and doing the things they do, the pressures, the physics, the aerodynamics, the gravity, the pendular gravity swinging underneath this wing that you're dangling under. That's what you're doing. You're hanging under a wing and you're controlling it with strings. You're a puppeteer of the air. The only way to get good is to stand there and play with the wing. Flying's the reward for learning to do that good. So I wanted to make a video today about, I didn't bring the stuff I needed to make the video. Gosh, well, I'm gonna make a video. I'll get some footage. I left the important camera gear at home that I wanted to utilize. So it's just gonna be mediocre content, okay? But we're gonna make a video about kiting. I'm gonna show you some basic moves. This is not a replacement for training. This is not an instructional video, but I'm going to demonstrate some basic moves that I find that most schools ain't even teaching. The students I get from other schools are students that are people that come fly and they see me teaching my students these things. They say, I never learned that. And then they do the moves that I'm showing and they're like, damn, Damn. That's what the last dude said. Man, I'm gonna start incorporating that into my flying. That's next level. So let me show you. Let me show you what apparently the next level feels like. That's something I've been doing for many years. I'm getting a little better. Get a little better. You should too. You should try to get better. Let's watch this video, see what the hell I come up with. I don't even know. I ain't filmed it yet. I'm shooting the intro before the video, which is bass backwards, basically. I may even put that as the first part of it. Ah! So let's go see how we make it.
We've talked about how to grab things, how to do things. We're looking at the wind. We're seeing what's going on. A's in my hand, brakes clear, clipped in properly. See some thermals bubbling and rolling. I'm gonna let that stuff go by. One mistake I see new pilots making is their focus is usually on the glider instead of on the wind that's coming toward them. Notice that my focus is upwind. I know where the glider's at. It's in my hand, but my focus is on what's coming. Of a cycle or between cycles. Feel the wind blowing. I can certainly pull the wing up, but I want something better. Oh, it's starting to look good there. There's gonna be some bubbles no matter what. So I'm gonna step into the wind. Wind's going right. Turn, pull, walk. That's move number one. And this is what I refer to as a pose. You want to strike a pose, just like Madonna. Let's look a little closer at my hand positioning. Notice my left hand, just how high it is, just where it's at. There's zero string being pulled through the pulley. I've got zero tension on that left hand because you want the right hand pulled to bring the wing back to you. Notice the offset on the risers. I've got a deep weight shift with my hips. Now, if we look down here at my feet, notice that they are turned completely 90 degrees to the direction that I want to correct. This is important. You've got to do all three of these things to get a correction. Now, the right is slightly different. Let's look at that one. Now, let's watch the transition here from left to right. I'm going to lead with my hips, my feet, and my hands all at the same time. Look at this transition. Down on the left side of the hand, left hip, and then up with the right. It's the up with the right that really makes the difference. Now notice that I'm reaching more of in an uppercut fashion, whereas the left pose, I had to come around on the inside of the riser. That's because I'm hooked in on a left turn clip in. If I'd been a right turn clip in, all this stuff is reversed. But the riser that's on top, that's the hand you have to reach around with. The riser that's on bottom, you just kind of reach straight up. But again, the goal being to give up every bit of line to the pulley. There's zero line to the pulley there. This is a perfect pose. So let's give it a watch in slow motion here and see what I'm gonna do. I think I'm overcorrecting on purpose. I transition back to a right correction. It's my right, wing left. You know, when you're talking right and left, whichever way the wing's going, that's the way your body needs to point. So you're always pointing your hips at the wing. The wing is straight overhead, you're nice and square and staring straight up, everything is even. Now I'm getting ready to do a spin. That's the next move after you master your left and right reverse, you want to master the spin move. And that's going from a reverse to a forward. Notice I don't pull any additional line, just what I need. And we're going to look at all this in detail as we go on. Just wanted to show you the basic moves here. Let's lean it this way. We turn, we pull, we walk. Oh, it's going this way. These are your moves. This is your right and left correction. Sometimes you just drop a hip. Oh, it's going down. I'm gonna fly the wing down level. And I'm gonna pause this video at various points to make important statements about kiting in general. Now, a lot of people have a basic misunderstanding that the goal of kiting is to keep the wing up overhead at all cost. That is false. The goal of kiting is to control the wing. Notice I lost the wind. I don't want to run off into the cornfield to keep the wing up, so I'm going to fly it down. It is as important to learn to fly the wing down to the ground level as it is to keep the wing overhead when you want to. But ultimately, the goal is control, not how long you can keep it up, although you can keep it up indefinitely if you have full control. The goal is control, up or down. Just the brake inputs that I need. And I'm ready to go again. Let's see what's coming. A little bubbly cycle. Let's see what happens when we pull it up. Okay, I walk toward the wing. I ain't hit the brakes yet. Oh, now I hit the brakes.
Inflation technique is another place I really see people struggle. They want to jam their brakes on the way up. Now you want to accelerate the wing from the ground to the sweet spot, and you hit the brakes at the top, right there. You see that? I froze the frame. You don't want the glider to go past you. That's where you will experience a collapse or a deflation, or just generally lose control due to wing unloading. You got to keep the glider either here or out in front of you onto the ground. Brake as necessary. If the glider's going towards you, trying to run that stop sign, stop it. If it's trying to go down, that's when you release the brakes. That will hold the glider up. Important to know where your hands are at all times.
And I straighten it up. You see how I came off of a brake instead of pulling? Right. This is how you come off the left. This is how you come off the right. And if you just do the move, the wing's coming. Do the move, wing's coming. But you don't want the wing to come to you. That's a bad habit. If you lean this wing over in the wind and you turn and hold and bring it back to you, and you turn and you hold and you bring it back to you, well, when the wind quits blowing, that's going to shoot right down your leg. So you got to quit that. And what you got to do is you got to do the move and take a step. Look how quick that worked. All right, I'm going to lean it way over and I'm going to do the move, and I'm also going to step 1, 2, 3 times and then check it. And you get so much better efficiency this way. Bring it around, check it, turn, go with it. Always swing your hips towards which way it's falling. That's your first move. Your feet work. Let's talk about feet work. When I correct left or right, it's important to watch my feet. All right, so I'm going to lean it over. It's going left. I'm going to twist, pull, and look at my feet. I'm walking sideways.
Also, one of the biggest pitfalls I see is people trying to back up to correct a wing that is leaned over left or right in a roll asymmetry. You got to walk forward, toe over toe, just like you would walk down the street. If you're reversing, trying to correct the wing from side to side, you're doing it wrong.
Boom, I'm standing level. Now I'm leaning this way. Look at my toes. I only walk backwards when I'm dead level. And I don't have to walk backwards right here. What you don't want to do is this. You don't want to sidestep, side. Look how much, you're not getting as much as if you lean it, turn, pull.
Quick tip, don't give up the brake until you get the result you want. If you're pumping it, you're probably not doing it right.
And just walk. I need a little wind, I'm gonna walk into the wind. Right there. The direction across the ground, important. Let's talk about flying the glider down, all right? How do you lay it down? You level it, you keep it level, that's always important. I'm trying to stall it, look, it's stalling, it's going down. I'm pulling the high side only.
Now let's watch that again. I'm gonna slow the footage down. I've got equal pressure on the brakes. I release the brakes, but I see that the left wingtip is coming high, so I'm gonna pull that left hand only. Just wanted to show that. Let's look at it one more time. All right, super slow motion breakdown. Both hands deep to stall the wing. As the wing breaks, I release both hands to slow the descent. But it's unlevel, and so I apply a pump of left hand to level the wing as it settles nice and evenly on the ground.
I pumped the brake one time on the high side and then I came off. Turn, walk. As soon as the wing starts to lean, I never let it get more than a few feet unless I'm trying to show something. Let's see if we can stall it. Pulling brakes, you let off brakes, look at there. You let off the brakes and you just pump what you need to hold it level. That's how you bring a wing down properly. Sit on it, check it, stand up. To the right. All right. The wing's going to move the way the windsock's moving. You got to turn it into the new wind. It's going down. I'm going to fly it down. The objective is not to hold the wing up the whole time. I don't want to run into my camper. I want to leave some room. So if it starts to go, I just let it go and I control it. And when it's laying here, it's ready to come right back up. Because if you laid it down straight, the wind changed a little bit. You got to do one correction on the way up. If it goes down, hands up.
And here is yet another pose I consistently see people get wrong. Hands up is not hands level touching the risers. You've got one in front and one in the rear. Your left hand is in the back, giving 0 line to the pulley, right hand in the front. If you're staring at your wing and you raise your fist until you feel the risers, you're still actually pulling probably 3 inches more left brake than you are right brake, and you don't even realize it. And that's due to the nature of the risers being crossed like this. Memorize this pose. This is very important. When someone says, hands up, this is what you go to.
If it goes past me, pressure. But hands, feet, and hips all need to be coordinated. If it picks up, you sit on it. Sit, hold the brakes if it's trying to go past you. No, stay.
And you've probably noticed at this point all the little nuanced corrections that I'm doing that I'm not actually calling out. Well, that's because we're kiting inland. This is where the majority of our flying takes place. Now, at the beach, at the coast, at a big water line, yeah, the winds are good, but you really don't gather the skills that you need to control this glider in air that is changing. As the wind direction, speed, intensity changes, you have to make constant adjustments to keep the glider where you want it. And that's what you're seeing here. That's what's going on. We're not at the beach. We're down here at not your daddy's farm either.
As the wind speed picks up, you have to maintain brakes. But when it levels out, you got to come off of them. You're holding the glider. If I let it go too fast, watch, it goes past me, and I lose some control. And I got to make a correction, which is no big deal if you make the right correction, the proper correction. You can lean the wing way over. Watch what happens when I lean away from it and pull this.
And this right here is what most people want to do when they want to try to control the wing. Self-kiters, people who teach themselves, I find them going back to this wrong move consistently. Leaning away from the wing, pulling the outside hand. It's wrong. It's dead wrong. It's opposite.
Oh, but you turn this way and start moving. Look how much brake I'm pulling. I'm just using my feet and my hips, and I'm correcting the glider from the ground. Let's lean it over this way. So I got the glider level. Watch what happens when I do this. It goes away. Turn toward it, come off of this brake, and it comes right back up. You got to lean toward the glider. You strike your pose, you do your move, and you move. Oh, too far. Turn, run back. Whoa, way too far. Turn, go back. Try to stop right when it gets there. And you just use your hands and your balance. And when you're balanced, you make your spin. Now making your spin, now you're forward kiting. Same thing. Glider goes past you, hands down. Falls back, hands up. I'm in the wind because I'm not moving. I feel the risers leaning to my left. I'm going to pull right, step under it. I want to feel pressure in my brakes. I can feel the risers rubbing on my arms. I know which way the wing's leaning, so I know which pressure to apply. You pull on the high side.
And even more important than pulling the high side, you have to let go of the low side. You got to come off the low side brake to get any sort of proper forward kiting. I want you to repeat that with me. Come off the low side brake. There, you can forward kite now.
You pull on the high side and you step under the wing. Get it centered, hands up. You can walk into, check it. If you take a step, the glider tries to go. You add speed, you got to add some brakes to balance. Turn around. Stall it. Stall. Walk, come off the brakes. Stall. Not in the wind. I'm going to turn into the wind while it's floating out there. Keep it level. Oh, drop the control. I'll drop both controls. I'll just drive it with my feet. How about that? Come on. Come back. It's going past me. See, I can't stop it. I'm having to run into the wind, so I need brake to keep from running into the obstructions. If I want to recar my brakes, left, right.
I think that may be worth looking at a couple more times. Brake acquisition from kiting. left over the top, right underneath. Now again, this is for a left turn clip in. It's backwards if you clip in for right turn.
I got them in the proper configuration. It's how you put your hands to come off the brakes. That's how you go to retrieve the brakes. I'm in a left turn, so I go left over here. This is off the brakes, not this. This is pulling the wrong brake. Wind's changing. Oh, check. Here comes the gust. Glider can't go past me. But the objective, again, it's not to hold the glider up as long as you can. It's to be in full control. I'm pulling only on the high side of the glider until it levels. Now, some mistakes I see. Over control. All right, let's put the glider down.
And again, this is a mistake that I see a lot of self-trained people get into. Just a terrible habit to bury the brakes and back up. It's a reflexive feeling that you want to do it, but it's wrong. This is almost always wrong. You have to give the glider some slack and let it fly. Braking should be no more than 10 inches of line through each pulley at the maximum, unless it's an emergency situation.
Look at this. That's garbage. We don't want to do that. Let's back flat. Come on. Hip, turn, walk. Here, we'll just do a back fly. We're going to stand it up. We need to flip our wing around. I got to find the center of the wind right there. Pull this side. Come around. Turn. Step under the middle. Boom. Got it. Turn. Go. Pressure and power. And you take right off. I'm centered. Turn back around. Control. Don't let it get
ugly
in a forward position. Let's try to lay it back down. Oh, stall. Stall. Walk toward it. Keep it level. Keep it level. That's the go. There we go. Level. Don't let it come up now. Hold it down. You can hold it down, but you don't want to slam it down. Something else I see quite often. Oh, now I need to move. Oh no, you missed that right off the start. Let's lay it down and look at that one again. I'm gonna make myself a little crosswind here by stepping away. What you do is you look, and if you can tell which side's coming up, you know which way you gotta juke. So when I pull the wing up, I'm gonna immediately follow with my hips whichever way that symbol goes in the center. Step, it's going left. Boom, I correct left, look at me. I'm right where I need to be, right in the wind.
And just to reiterate, this is about timing. Even if you make all the moves correctly, but you do them at the wrong times, it doesn't work as well as if you do them at the proper times. Now, before you even take a step, right here, you're looking. The wing hasn't even left the ground, and I know it's going to the right. I'm watching it. Now, I'm delaying this one on purpose, obviously, and I'm leaning away to demonstrate a point. But now, look, now I'm correcting. I should have done this move before the glider left the ground, on the way up. That's the move. Now, let's watch a situation of good timing. Wing comes up. Look, before the wing even clears the view, I've already put the move in. Look again how quick I do this. All right, let's go over some key points. Right here, I can see the wing is level and turning to my left. Throw the move, boom. I've already corrected on the way up. This is how you win at kiting. Do the move, the proper move, at the right time.
That's forward or reverse. You got to move right to the center. It's going right. Move it around. Lay it down, lay it down. Come on. It's not going left or right. Up, one step left. Boom, I'm there. I'm watching it on the way up, which way it's veering. The first inch I see it move, I know what I have to do that fast. I've thought about it before I even stepped. Other thing I don't see people do is give it the proper slack when it gets to the ground. A mistake that's very common is to lunge at the glider like this. Look at what happens. You unloaded the wing. You're no longer flying it because you've changed the shape. That's how you beat a wing, is you take the wing implies the shape of the airfoil. If you take that away, it can't fly. It can just flop and float. I'm gonna rebuild my wall. Now it's a wing. Now it's a wing. I can fly it up, down, whatever I want to do. I want to give it some slack now and let it roll back. When it hits the ground, that's when you kind of give it. Most people want to stand there and hold pressure like this. And watch what happens. Ultimately, if the wind stops blowing, you'll belly flop it. and it closes all your sails. This wing is a single surface. It's not gonna do that because the entire bottom is one sail. You just lean and boom, it turns, look, wing. Now I'm controlling my wing. If I want to destroy the shape of the wing, I reach up and grab something and turn it into something else. And this is one of those moves you really want to learn. So we're going to watch it a couple times in slow motion. It's the rear riser method of killing a wing. And you kill the wing, you destroy the shape. That's what this is. Reach up, grab a handful, bury them, and you'll win. Not a wing, it's a dish rag, because I have the shape mangled. That's how you win a fight with a wing. You don't pull brakes and lean and run and argue, because that wing's gonna kick your ass every time. You don't win fights with wings. They can throw you into the stratosphere, but you can control them, and you gotta learn the moves to control them. And if you do that, you'll keep yourself safe, you won't get hurt, you'll be a real good pilot. You ready to get to work? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if we talked about stowing the brakes, clearing them out before we put them on. How you pick up a wing. I stay clipped in until I get to where I'm going. Now I don't have to carry the risers or drag them. They're already hooked to me still. So that's it. That's the kiting video. If you need more help than that, and you probably will. You probably will. Now, give me a contact. I run a paramotor school. I teach people how to do this stuff all the time. Contact information description below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, little notification, you know, the YouTube stuff. Do the YouTube stuff. They say it helps. Let's see. I don't know. Click it, you tell me. Does it help? I'm not sure. Hope you guys got something good out of this. I'll be back real soon with some more content. Good, bad, or ugly. That's the way it's gonna come. Much love, everybody. Kyle out.